Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Good afternoon. This is Drive Time with Dave. I'm Dave. I'm the driver. Today's topic: how to sell $100,000 a month on eBay. These are big numbers, but I get a lot of questions and I have to filter through them. I can't get my camera right. I have to filter through them to decide what's going to be a relevant topic for me to talk about, basically. So how to do it? What the question was structured as to how much money would you make when you're selling $100,000 a month? What does the structure, the infrastructure look like? What does it really take? I thought that was a very good question. Not just about, hey, I want to buy and sell $100,000 so I can make a bunch of money and be rich, which is typically what I get. So, let's get started, shall we? We're not going to talk about the products themselves because that's not what the question was based on. It's not about what you're going to buy or what you're going to sell. It's how to do it. So, there's a few things, few key points. The infrastructure, the software management, computers. I can only talk from my experience, what I use. So let's just say I use InkFrog. That gives 5 listers the ability to list under their own IDs, and then I can keep track of how much each lister is listing. Okay, so I have 5 people listing. That means you've got 2,400 pieces. Did I do the math right? 2,500 pieces. I don't know where 2,400 come from, but that was pretty funny. 2,500 pieces a week being listed, which would be 10,000 going up. And somewhere in an average sell-through rate of, I don't know, 1% a day is selling out. So if you had 5 people putting up 2,500 pieces a week and you're selling 1% of your total inventory, after the first 30 days, you'd have 10,000 pieces up. So you'd be selling an average of about 100 pieces a day. So we're going to have to talk dollars without talking about products. So if your product's got an average sell price of $10, well, you know that's $1,000 a day. You're doing $30,000 a month. Our goal is to get to $100,000. So 10 people listing, selling 200 products a day is going to put us at $60,000. So this is how you formulate the math. You have to start working backwards. Now, I'm going to go back to 5 listers because I think that's manageable. You're going to have a diverse mix of products. So you will not be doing a flat $1,000 a day. So you have a diverse mix, and it'll depend upon what your average sell price is. So, you know, you'll be selling $10 items, $20 items, $30 items. We're going to come up with an average sell price, and so there's where our number is going to come from. So now, let's talk about support people. To support 5 listers, you need to be able to prep and have ready 500 products. 500 video games, 500 pieces of clothes, 500 whatever it is. So let's just say it takes 3 people. So I got 3 people doing product prep. 2 people are taking pictures. 1 person staging for those 2 people. 2 people can each take the product pictures of 250 items a day. I would think it's doable, 5 pictures per item. You can get the pictures done in 5 minutes. So that means you're doing 10 pictures an hour. That would only be 80. That's only 80 items a day picture-wise. So let's just say you could get it done faster than 5 minutes. So even if it's 2.5 minutes, that means 160. 320 pieces a day wouldn't cut it. I'm only doing the math as an explanation of what it takes, the material handling per the question. I've had several different questions. People explaining, oh, I can list by myself 100 items a day. Okay. The day before, you prepped those 100 items, or you took those pictures. You're saying that you can take pictures, get them uploaded, type out your descriptions, your titles. You can do 100 of those a day? 10 an hour? Or are you working 12 hours a day? So what I'm not clear on is, based on the information that I've been given, I have to base it on an 8-hour workday, because that's what an employee works. And this is the difference between you and the employee, where you can invest the 12 hours a day, the 10 hours a day, the 11 hours a day, 7 days a week. Employees work everything is a 5-day work week, not a 7-day work week. Then you can have a couple part-time people, you can have rotating schedules, you can have second and third shifts. 5 people listing, 5 people doing material handling, right? So 3 people taking pictures. Let's just say that's 300 pictures a day. Still not 500. Maybe they can get a little bit more. Maybe they can get, in 2.5 minutes, they can get all the pictures taken. So let's just say 3 people can do it. I think 3 people can do it. Just because I think it doesn't make it a fact or true or any of the above. But I think it's possible. Then you'll have 2 people prepping for the picture takers. There's a very important job in here that we haven't discussed that has to be done. And I'm not sure that you could have an employee do it. Not initially. But at some point, like ourselves, with the people that are doing it, they create the drafts. Then we have to approve them. So someone has to approve the draft. Someone has to double check the description, the title, every time, and put in the dollars and submit it to go live. So we now have 9 people. And we think those 9 people will be doing 10,000 listings a month, between 100 and 200 a day, depending upon what your product is and how fast it's selling. That's going to get you as close to $100,000 as I can formulate based on the structure. Now, cost-wise, a building, 5 computers, not to mention what kind of a camera system. So in our case, we use iPods and iPads for cameras to take all the pictures, and then you can share the pictures over to submit them up, to import them in, and everything's done in folders, and then the folders are assigned to each lister. Because people have been asking me exactly what the process is. This is our process. That doesn't make it right or wrong or any of the above. Everybody has their own way to do it. And the way that you're doing it, right, wrong, or otherwise, could 5 people do it? Or does that process only work because it's you? So this is the reason the question was presented to me. So understanding what a process would be for each individual person, because again, the things that you can do in 12 hours, you have 8 hours to accomplish what needs to be accomplished to maintain a business. Your product handlers that take the pictures, those people can also be the shippers. And your listers can also ship. I like to keep the listers on listing. The listers have nothing to do with the shipping. They never touch the shipping. I have 3 product handlers that take the pictures, sort, prep, and ship. And then one person goes through and she does 50 listings an hour on checking the descriptions, the titles, rotating, cropping, fixing any picture errors that were missed by the listers, because the listers need to rotate, crop, and they put in what they think is a reasonable description based on the item. Everything is sorted. So one lister will get 100 of the same type of product. So their template will be as such. In this case, say women's clothing. So it'll be, say, women's shirts. Specifically, a woman's t-shirt. So there's a template for a woman's t-shirt that we have designed. The pictures get uploaded, they get rotated, cropped, and then there's a default description that goes in, and they go in and they make a minor edit to it, and then they put in the title of whoever the manufacturer of the shirt is, and then the size. And then the second person goes through and finishes the editing, makes sure the pictures are done, verifies the title, puts in the pricing, and submits it for live. That's our process and how we handle it. And that's just the basic structure. You're talking about a 5,000 square foot building that can accept enough material to be sorted, handled, where we've got areas designated for pictures. Everything's on whatever kind of racking or shelving. This isn't a bin system. A bin system will work fine when you've got barcoded, binned out locations. Topic for an entirely another video. So nothing exciting today, other than if you want to know what it takes, how much infrastructure and labor to do $100,000 a month on eBay, I will make another series on how a bin system actually works, and not the type of bin system that people put in their garage. Enough for another video. I'm Dave, and this was a unfunny drive time. I'll see you soon.